all yiggity. It is the keep it beat biggity. This this is a good one though, y'all. This one is about loneliness. It says experts say loneliness isn't just a social problem. It's bad for your health too. Mm. Loneliness isn't just a social problem, it's a physical problem as well, as scientists' research over the past decade has revealed in spades. Research into this topic has found links between social isolation and variety of physical and mental conditions, including heart disease, high blood pressure, depression, and anxiety. Knowing this, some social critics are asking at one unthinkable question: should social contact be treated as basic need on a pet or like par for food or water, sleep or shelter? Very good question. It says research.
So, would you be considering making prostitution legal then?
How come I was thinking about that? So why you punishing these brothers from going to go pay for them some companionship when you know they lonely? Research suggests that the answer is yes. It is part because we now have a better understand. So now it's okay because black dudes got skills and maybe you can just pay $40 for the box, but all up and down the tracks of America you see nothing but Johns.
Called
And that's
John
what
for a reason.
is that what they doing here is attempting to try to uh, 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 sanction tricking.
Huh?
Research suggests that the answer is yes, in part because we know we have a better understanding about how the human body responds to loneliness, and in contrast, adversely reacts to the lack of social connection. According to a new study published by the Scientific Psychology of Science, the flagship journal for the Association of Psychological Science, the same part of the brain that is triggered when a person is hungry is activated when a person is lonely too. Hmm.
So, could you very well make a claim to your insurance for prostitution that it
Could
is
you
deemed health necessary?
could that very well mean that there's no way in hell a long distance relationship would work?
Mm.
And I mean, or I don't know what, okay, not would work, but increases the odds of it not working since, it's human nature to crave companionship, basically, is what they're saying. So if you got a mate that is away for quite some time, like maybe a truck driver gone for 3 weeks at a time or something, or maybe deployed into the army for 6 months at a time or something. Does that mean that you should forgive or understand if your mate seeks out some companionship?
Mm.
Because I don't know. I'm kind of getting drawn to a whole bunch of conclusions from this. Like, what angle are y'all coming from? It says in the study, scientists looked at the effects of social isolation in two different contexts in the lab. In the home during COVID-19 lockdown, a study involved 30 females volunteering who visit the lab on 3 occasions, spending 8 straight hours of their time without food, without social contact, or without both food and social contact. Throughout the experiment, the women indicated that they were stressed, experiencing mood changes or fatigue. Science recorded their physiological stress responses, and such as heart responses, the heart rate, and cortisol. We found that they were similar to when they were hungry for food. In the lab study, we found that striking similarities between social isolation and food deprivation, said author Annie Stavalik and Paul Forbes in a joint press statement. Both state that induced lower energy and heightened fatigue, which is surprisingly given that food deprivation literally makes us lose energy, while social isolation will not. The research suggests that lower energy experienced by the lack of social contact may be the beginning of a long-term detrimental effects of social isolation. The research compared their findings to similar studies conducted during the pandemic to validate their findings, which suggests that social homeostasis occurs in the brain when it's socially isolated for too long. This sounds like me. I've been very socially isolated. I'd be trying to go out and mingle and mix with other people, but I'd be by myself all the time. It says it's well known that the long term loneliness and fatigue are related, but it's little known about the immediate mechanisms of the underlying link. Solani said the fact that we see the effects even after a short period of social isolation suggests that low energy could be a social homeostatic apathetic response, which on long run can become moldable, moldative. Uh, the findings are aligned with previous research that have found links between loneliness and hunger. In 2020, research at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology found that both loneliness and hunger share signals in the brain that govern basic reward and motivation impulses, also suggesting that our need to connect with others is an essential as essential as the need to eat. I be feeling like that. I be trying to rate, like at work or whatever, and just.
But does interaction have to be physical?
I think so. Well, maybe not for the kids coming up here, man. But I think so. Yeah, that comes from that too.
IT, IT, we're having a problem with his volume.
Hold
IT,
on. You can't hear me? Can
there
you
you
hear?
go.
There we
There
go.
you go.
What I was saying was, um, I mean, maybe for me, because I come from that school of where, we used to get out, ride bikes, chill at the park, go walk, smoke, drive, smoke. I mean, like you always with the homies or doing something with the homies. And of course, as you get older and get more responsibilities, your social circle shortens a little bit, which, you know, either you're taking up the slack with your mate and y'all able to find camaraderie and friendship, or what I'm saying, you got your group or your circle group of friends, your homies, or whatever the case is. I mean, I don't know. For me, just like for the last 2 years, I can definitely say that now that I ain't working out, I'm starting to feel this fatigue, what they talking about, because I don't do.
IT, IT is value, value. IT, it done went all the way out. Value went out.
We back. There we
There
go.
you go.
No, I
IT.
was just saying I've been finding solace in buying like small, insignificant items, and like since I'm not spending a lot, it's cool, like $10 or $20 here. But that's been my fun lately, man. Looking for small gadgets and shit that I need, or like a little T-shirt here, or some shorts
Yeah,
there,
that's
or
called retail therapy, man. That's good. I've been through that. I'm sure a lot of people have.
but that's
That's
because of
it.
the lack of. Like this article say though, I really think that's due to the lack of social engagement. I get enough. I find myself staying at work more because there's more social engagement at work.
And
But
also the opportunity to be paid with said social engagement.
well, yeah, obviously that too, but
But yeah, yeah,
that makes it easier to.
because you're in one of the most social cities in the world,
You
Peach.
know what? I never really considered that fact too. Is that I work in a world of social interaction on a day to day basis, like maybe a little too much even.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Meeting and greeting, and what I'm saying, all of that old like maybe a
I'm
little too
saying
much.
that's where the exhaustion comes from.
Hmm.
Maybe if you did more self time and self meditating,
Right. That's some shit, man. What y'all think about that, man? Do y'all think that you crave social interaction? Do you think that you need to hook up with the homies or that type of thing? Like it's medicine?
I
It's
believe that. I do believe that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because me and Dan talk on the phone for hours. Me and you would chop it up on the phone for hours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, although there's different types of conversations, like ours might is usually more business driven and goal setting and forward looking, and then then there's different conversations for different people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And not even saying that it's not all necessary, P.
Right, yeah. So just different types of social interactions. Man, it's a good one, y'all. Man, let me know what y'all think about that. Do you need your medicine? Do you need your homies? You know what I'm saying? Do you need to pop a couple homies on the weekend and what I'm saying, call them in the morning or something? Like what it is. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm a moji, fojo, and scold you about being on code. And I got a couple words for you. It's love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out the doha for sure. How you already know how, and all I want to know is can I get it?